no? Napakalaki po ng kumpanyang to. At kayo po ang namamahala ng mga imported goods na dumadaan sa ating mga ports sa buong bansa. At itong port na to sa Tagaloan, ang X-ray, nasa labas ng custom at hinahawakan ng isang pribadong kumpanya, which is against the sovereign function of putting this X-ray in the hands of the government. Kaya pala tayo napapasukan na maraming droga Dahil you allowed the X-ray to be operated by a private company owned by the Davao Group. Andito, sa SEC, kung sino man mga ari, Noel B. Taoho, isang politician sa Davao City. Cherilyn Uy, Davao City. Ramon Edison Batacan, Davao City. Socorro Agreso, Davao City. They owned this private corporation that operated this designated examination area outside the premises of the government. Mr. Chairman, don't you think it's problematic that you did not do something when you were the commissioner of the custom? Pareho kayo, both of you. Tell me. Sige, Commissioner Paldon.
I tried, Mr. Chair, but I seen a bigger problem than that. If I may be given a,
Sure, surely. Go ahead.
not just the examination area is problematic. I find it also problematic that the contract of the X-ray entered into between the Philippine government and a Chinese supplier. It is the Chinese supplier who maintains the X-ray machines. So pag nasira, it is the Chinese supplier who repairs it and everything. So it makes it very impossible for customs to really.
Mr. Paldon, we're just talking about an X-ray.
Yes, sir.
That
I'm
will
talking
pass
about this
through-
X-ray.
that will pass through the private property or the private corporation. Don't give me that bullshit, no? Alam mo, hindi makatotohanan yung sinasabi mo What I'm trying to point out here, Mr. Chairman, is that you allowed a private corporation to manage a sovereign function that belongs exclusively to the government. And yung ginawa po ninyo is dereliction of your duty, that you have taken your oath to protect the interests of the government. And what is the interest of the government? Di ba? Na malaman natin kung ano yung mga pumapasok sa ating teritoryo. Paano natin malalaman ang pumapasok sa ating teritoryo na kung ang X-ray natin ay being managed outside the custom? Yun ang sinasabi ko, Mr. Paldon. Di ba? Sana po, you have done something. Did you tell this to the president during that time? Sinabi niyo po ba na may problema yung ating X-ray na naandun sa labas ng custom? At lahat ng ating mga container, dun dadaan, paglabas ng custom, saka mo pa lamang siya i-X-ray? It doesn't make sense Mr. Paldon, Commissioner La Peña. Would you agree with me? Would you agree with me that it doesn't make sense?
Yes, Mr. Chair. In fact, I said that I made a study of the operations of customs on the outset. And then one of those that I saw is the improvement of or the operation of the X-ray. And in fact, I have made a recommendation for the purchase of X-ray and training of technicians. And one of those that that even helped me is Mr. Ramon Ang, who will donate these X-ray machines. And he said that I will provide the personnel, we will just train.
Okay.
So that was on the way. And I was just overtaken by events because of the magnetic lifter.
Okay. Sir, Did you tell this to the president, that we have the former president? Because alam natin na, nasa labas yung X-ray eh. And being managed by the Golden Sun, owned by Mr. Dennis Uy. So ngayon, sinabi ba natin sa presidente na, sir, hindi pa pwede ang X-ray sa labas kasi function po yan ng ating estado. Sinabi niyo po ba sa former president?
Mr. Chair, I did not tell the President, but we were on the work. As I've said, even Mr. Ramon Ang was...
No. What I'm trying to ask you, did you tell the president, Mr. President, may problema po tayo. Malaki po. Bakit? Kasi yung X-ray, nasa labas po ng custom. At paglabas ng mga cargo sa custom, nasakop ng gobyerno, saka pa lang siya i-X-ray doon sa isang private company owned by Mr. Dennis Uy, owned by the Golden Sun. Did you tell the president?
Mr. Chair, no. Although, as I've said,
So you have this responsibility.
yes,
Di ba?
Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair.
You took your
Responsibility-
oath as a commissioner to
That's right.
protect the interests of the Filipino people. Now you're telling me, ikaw lang ang gumawa nito at wala nang iba pa? So dapat pala makasuhan po kayo dito. Because hindi nyo ni-rescind yung kontrata na 25 years na sinay ng custom, andito, sinay ng custom, sinay ninyo, sinay ng custom, na disadvantages to our government. Kaya maraming pumasok eh. Lahat ng mga illegal, rice, sugar, drugs, everything entered that area. Starting 2012, until now, pumapasok pa rin po sila. Alam niyo po ba yun?
Well, I will agree with you, Mr. Chair. But may I mention that with the changes, with the discussion of improvement of operations of customs, that in my time we were able to improve collection and we met the targets and had a surplus collection of 18 billion pesos.
I believe on that. But surely, if you put back the X-ray inside the costume, the government will earn more. This is economic sabotage. Economic sabotage ang ginawa po ninyo. Ibig nyo, Mr. Nick Paildon. Economic sabotage. Did you tell to the president that the X-ray is outside the jurisdiction of the government?
I discuss it with my immediate boss.
No,
Your
I'm
Honor.
asking you kung sinabi mo sa presidente.
I informed the Secretary of Finance. He's my boss, Your Honor.
Sino po ang Secretary of Finance?
Secretary Dominguez, Your Honor.
At ano sinabi ni Secretary Dominguez?
That if I remember, he supported the review by the legal team of the legality of the contract between the service provider and customs. And the issues I remember, reason why the X-ray was conducted outside the custom area is because the customs area there is, I think we're also a locator. And we don't have enough space. That's why there's another space. That's the immediate briefing I received when I questioned why this X-ray is conducted outside the perimeter of customs. Because in Taguluan, if I remember, customs is also a locator in that big area. And I vehemently oppose why the X-ray is conducted outside the compound of customs. And there's really a legal issue between it that the commissioner cannot outrightly rescind the contract. Your
All right.
Honor.
Yes. I got that memorandum circular that was issued by Secretary Dominguez. Number 10-2019. On 2019, he issued a memorandum circular. All outsourcing agreements of the Bureau already existing prior to the effectivity of this administrative order shall remain valid. Alam niyo ba ang ibig sabihin itong memorandum circular? Na ngayon nagkakaproblema ang PhilBidec Authority. Dahil sa ginawang ito, na memorandum circular ni Secretary Dominguez, no? Hindi mo pwedeng i-rescind yung kontrata for 25 years. And that's the reason why hanggang ngayon, yung X-ray andun pa rin sa private corporation. That's the problem of the PBDEC right now. They're having a hard time. Custom. Asan ang custom? Hindi. Golden Sun ang nag-ooperate ng X-ray. Private corporation. So, saan tayo dadalhin nito, Mr. Chairman? Kaya pala meron siyang napuntahan eh. Nag-intel siya doon sa Tagaloan eh. Tagaloan. At sinasabi niya na maraming droga pumapasok. Yung X-ray pala, andun sa labas. At kung nasa labas ka, being managed by a private corporation, anong gagawin natin? Well,
Mr.
hindi ko
Chair.
alam, Mr. Chairman, kung sinadya to, but the company who owns it, well, is a friend of the former president.
Chair.
Custom. Yes. Hindi muna. I'll be asking the custom muna para at least alam natin yung update dito. Kasi we want to find out and we will be inviting over in the next hearing the PBDEC para malaman po natin ano yung predicament nila dito because they own the properties being leased by this Golden Sun for 25 years. They started in 2012. So, ibig sabihin, Mr. Chairman, hanggang 2035, sila pa rin magmamanage ng X-ray outside the custom. At itong port na to, Mr. Tony Yang, may tatanong po ako sa inyo. Pwede ba kitang tanungin?
想要问你一个问题。
可以。
OK OK，
Mr. Tony Yang, yung port, kalapit dito, hindi ba?
你的港口就是靠近这个地方，是吗？
我的港口是在那个
Tagalog po, Tagalog, please. Magtagalog po kayo. Marunong naman kayo magtagalog eh.
pero Tagalog
Oo,
minsan.
yes, okay lang. Yung port mo, kalapit nitong port na to. Sanjia still.
Oh, Sanja City malapit sa PPT pa.
Yes, malapit, di ba?
Oh.
Okay.
PPT.
Mr. Chairman, before kasi we were talking about the Sanjia Steel Corporation. They own the same port. Ganito rin, meron silang port.
然后就
Na kung saan, Mr. Chairman, nakakapasok din sa kanila. At sila, yung kanilang negosyo, yung steel manufacturing company nila, doon din po natin pinadadaan yung mga illegal, yung mga ibang goods that comes from the different countries. Now, custom, andyan yung custom, inimbitahan po natin. Can we ask some questions sa custom? Andyan ba? Asan?
Bureau of Customs.
Bureau of Custom. We want to be updated on this issue. Please sit down, please. Custom. May we ask about the path of going through this? Because the contract with the Golden Sun Cargo Terminal Corporation hanggang 2035, 2037. So, can you give us some updates on this issue? Kasi this will, ito po malaking kawalan ng pera sa gobyerno. Ang dami pumapasok dito. Kaya pala nawawalan tayo ng maraming containers eh, because dito po pumapasok eh. Yung mga smuggled goods dito pinapasok eh. Surely dito. Bakit? Nasa labas yung X-ray po ninyo eh, di ba? So tell us.
Your Honor, good evening, Mr. Chair. To be candid, at that time, Your Honor, I was still not connected with the BOC, but I have contacted our superiors to seek the proper information, Your Honor. But at this time, Your Honor, I cannot give you the answer, Your Honor.
Okay, can you please ask them?
Yes, Your Honor. I already
Mamaya
did, Your
kasi hanggang alas 12 naman po tayo dito. You can ask them.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
ask them about the direction of the Bureau of Custom with regards to this X-ray that are being managed by a private corporation. Because I think there is reason to cancel that contract.
Yes, Your Honor.
Wala ako nakikitang dahilan para hindi nyo cancelin yung kontrata eh. Kaya pala tayo marami nababalitaan dyan sa Tagaloan na yan eh. Yung pala ang reason eh. Kaya marami nakakapasok eh. Wala nagsasabi sa atin. This is the function of this Congress, the function of this committee, yung oversight power namin, now we are exercising it. Because we're losing a lot of money because of that. And Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to show you yung yung Golden Sun. Pakita mo lang yung Golden Sun. Can you kindly show the picture? Dalawang Golden Sun. Oo, yung picture. Two. Yan, kasi pakilakyan mo lang. Mr. Chairman, ito po yung Golden Sun 999 Reality and Development Corporation na binabanggit po nyo kanina. At ito namang nasa kanan, ito yung Golden Sun na nag-ooperate po doon sa Tagaloan. Ito pong Golden Sun 999 Reality and Development Corporation is pag-aari po ito ng Eddie Yang, ni Rose Nonolin, ni Hong Yang Xiang, na kapatid ni Tony Yang, at si Alvin Tin Ganituen at si Lin Wen Sai. So basically makikita na muna po yung mga connection. And even dito sa ating government, napapaikot po tayo. They were able to get a subcontract lease, no, para mag-operate sila in a private capacity to the detriment of the government, losing a lot of money because the custom allowed it. For the meantime, Mr. Chairman, yun lang po muna at maraming salamat po.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you for your
Mr.
short.
Chairman.
Yes, Commissioner La
may I
Peña.
just express my agreement with the Honorable Congressman Fernandez. And indeed, our revenue collection will greatly improve if we have those X-rays. And in addition, maybe you can include this also in the program, is the automation of our customs. That from the port of origin, there will be already a declaration of the amount of the goods that enters our country. So pagkagaling doon sa port of entry, naka-send na dito sa Philippine Customs Port. So kukuliktahin na lang. And then if we automate, even yung mga brokers hindi na kailangan pang magpunta diyan sa customs area. Pwede natin sila for automation na lang. And there will be less human factor at magkakaroon ng less corruption. Ma-address yung ating problema diyan pag if we will automate, Your Honor.
I agree with that, Mr. Chairman. Kung wala pong intervention na manggagaling sa pinakamataas ng ating pamahalaan. Mr. Chairman, I would like to invite yung sub-collector ng PBDEC Port sa MCT operated by the MIC PSI, si Attorney Tom Tagra, ang sub-collector niyan. At yung sa MCT Port Tagaloan, collector ng Region 10, si Mr. Alexander Lomontad. And at the same time, we need to invite those personalities as well of the Golden Sun, Golden Sun Cargo Examination Services Corporation, the owner, and at the same time, the board of directors will be inviting them over to be present on the next hearing. Maraming salamat po.
Okay,
And
thank
also, Mr. Chairman, the PBDEC authority must be invited as well because I think sila po yung nagpa-lease ng lupa for 25 years.
Okay,
Thank you.
Comsec, please take note of the request of Congressman Dan Fernandez. So, salamat, Congressman Fernandez. So, the next and finally, the last to interpret on the subject of the second presentation made by PIDEA is Congressman P.M. Vargas, and then we will move to another presentation. Is this very short, Congressman Vargas?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
may
please
kailan po
proceed.
ito.
You have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much for your accommodation, sir. My very first question is addressed to Mr. Villanueva. Linawin ko lang yung pagkarinig ko kanina. Sinasabi niyo ba kanina na it is an impossibility na si Lin Wei Xiong at Alan Lim ay iisa? Or may posibilidad po ba?
Possible, Mr. Chair.
Possible. So hindi nyo dinidiscount yon. I would like to ask the COMSEC to show lang a picture. Kasi yung magkatabing black and white, magkaiba ng angulo. And magkaiba angulo, di ba? Naka-side view yung isa. So pwede ba natin i-show to, yung nakita kong picture kanina, na medyo pareho yung ano nila. Pareho yung, ayan. Okay? So medyo mas pareho po yung angulo dyan. Tama po.
Mr. Chair, hindi yan yung pinag-comparean ko, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Kaya nga po, iba to. Tinitingnan ko ngayon
Yes, sir.
dahil medyo pareho yung angulo. Mas may posibilidad ba na same yung taong yan?
Yung nasa kanan, as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Chair, yung nasa kanan kasi, itong black and white, nakataas yung ilong, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Itong nasa ilalim, nakababa yung ilong.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, tinan mo, hindi mo kayang iakyat yung ilong mo eh. Natural niya na talaga nakataas ang ilong mo. And itong sa baba, nakababa yung ilong, Mr. Chair. So, ngayon, kung pareho sila, pwedeng magkapareho, but during that time, wala akong info on
Okay.
this guy. It can be possible
It's possible then also, Mr. Chair,
na hindi sila pareho.
na hindi sila pareho. Possible din na pwedeng nagkaroon ng augmentation sa mukha.
Pwede rin, Mr.
Pwede
Chair.
rin, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Pero hindi mo sinasabing imposible.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, my next question is addressed kay Asik Gumban. No, Asik Gumban, lagi na nating nasasabi sa mga hearings dito that Alan Lim and Lin Wei Xiong is the same. Diba? At your boss in the last hearing confirmed that there is a very reliable source. Would you say that you are confident that Alan Lim and Lin Wei Xiong are the same people?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
With enthusiasm, Mr. Chair. So do you confirm that Wei Xiong Lin, which Rose Nono Lin confirmed to be her husband, is also the same Alan Lim, which is the subject of the report of former Colonel Asierto and the accused in the drug case in Cavite in 2003?
Yes, Mr. Chair. They are one and the same person.
So yung larawan po na yon ay pareho din nung larawan na kasama nila si Pangulong Duterte at si Michael Yang. Kino-confirm niyo po yon, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out, para po umikli yung aking ano. Kasi, nung nandito last hearing si Miss Rose Nono Lin, nangihinayang ako na wala siya dito. Pero sana, dahil may family emergency siya, nasa mabuting kalagayan ng kalusugan nila ng pamilya niya. Dahil may family emergency daw. Diba? So ngayon, napaisip kasi ako, nung tinanong ni Chairman Barbers, kung kailan nagkakilala, hindi po kinasala, nagkakilala sila ng asawa niya. 2009 daw ito. 2009. Ngayon, naalala ko po na yung isang anak ni Rose Nono Lin, nag-post ng kanyang birth certificate noong panahon ng barangay elections. At I would like to ask the COMSEC to show this post para lang makita natin na this is publicly acquired at hindi siya, wala tayong sinangkurvent na mga batas. COMSEC, please show this post. So dito, i-establish natin ay ito, Mr. Chair. Kung 2009 kayo nagkakilala, ipapakita natin dito sa birth certificate na 2004 pa lang. meron na silang anak. So please, Comsec, can we speed up the Kanina pa po inayos na, Mr. Chair, please bear with us.
One minute suspension.
Comsec, okay? Oh, thank you. Hearing is resumed. So please, Comsec, please proceed, Congressman Vargas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So dito kung titingnan ninyo yung post, yung public post na ito, pinost niya yung kanyang birth certificate. Binlock natin yung ilan para safe naman tayo. Meron tayong privacy kahit public siya. Pero kung titingnan ninyo, ang una pong nakalagay dito, 2004 pinanganak yung anak niya. Pangalawa, hindi pa sila mag-asawa ni Lin Wei Xiong. Kasi nakalagay pa Rose Magan Lim. No, hindi pa Lin. Diba? Pero acknowledge na si Lin Wei Xiong yung kanyang tatay. Pangatlo, late registration din po ito. 2011 pa ni-register. Diba? Tapos, yung pinakahuli at nakakapagtaka, nakalagay doon sa birth certificate, pangalawang anak na yung pinanganak noong 2004. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Nagkakilala sila ng 2009, pero may anak na sila noong 2004. Pero lumalabas sa birth certificate na ito, pangalawang anak na yung nag-post nito. Therefore, kung 2004, December 6, pinanganak yung pangalawang anak niya, definitely 9 months before may nangyari na sa kanila. Pero pangalawang anak yan. Paano yung 2005? 3. Di ba? Kasi baka meron pang ibang anak. Ngayon, kung 2009 yan, and totoo itong mga dokumento ng lahat ng ito, nahihingin natin mamaya siguro sa PSA, si Roslyn has been lying not just to the House of Representatives, but even in the Senate during the 2021 hearings ng Farmally. Ngayon, kung dito, tungkol sa droga ang hearing na ito, pwede natin pag-isipan, bakit kaya 2009 yung sinasabi niya at hindi 2004? Kasi ang 2004, mapapalapit, nakakilala na niya noong panahon na yun, si Alan Lim or Lin Wei-Xiong. At sabi rin niya, nung huling hearing, nung tinanong ng isa sa mga chairpersons natin, siya ay nag-ooperate sa back office lamang. Madalas, Mr. Chair, back office ang nagdidikta ng gagawin ng front office. Back office ang nagsasabi kung anong ipa-file mo ng mga buwis, back office talaga ang totoong boss. So dito maiintindihan ko, baka kailangan niyang protektahan yung sarili niya at ilayo. Pero ang gusto kong i-establish dito, simula pa lang, nagsinungaling na siya sa atin. Sinungalin. Pero kay Chairman Paduano, alam ko, hindi ka mahilig sa mga sinungaling as witnessed kaninang hapon lang dito. Nagsinungaling siya dito, pero hindi lang dito pati sa Senado since 2021 kay Senator Dick Gordon. Ngayon, I move, first of all, Mr. Chair, na ang PSA ay supplyan tayo, ay bigyan tayo ng lahat ng birth certificates ng kanyang mga anak. Kasi nung huling hearing, nangako po siya. Nabibigyan niya tayo ng mga documents. Sayang nga lang, nasa non-extradition country siya ngayon. Sayang. Kasi nangako siya na ibibigay niya lahat ng listahan, pero kahit sumulat at nagpadala siya ng dokumento, merong isang request natin sa Quadcom na hindi niya binigay. At yan, ang mga birth certificate ng kanyang mga anak. So either meron kang 6 na anak, meron kang 5 anak, marami kang magic na kotse na dumarating sa'yo, pero dito, kita natin, 2009, nagkakilala sila. Pero 2004, may anak na sila. Chairman, ako, pati po sa inyo, nung nagtanong kayo, meron po siyang kasinungalingan na sinabi, Mr. Chair. Pagkatapos po yan, kahit naman anong kwento, kahit anong paliwanag, ang bottom line, nagsinungaling pa rin siya sa committee na ito. Handa naman tayong makinig, di ba? Pero hindi natin alam kung kailan siya babalik dito. Taas dito naman, dahil nga tungkol ito sa drugs at malaking krimen ito, sa totoo lang, makakasama pa yun kung gusto mong linawin ang pangalan mo na nagsimula ka ng kasinungalingan na. Makakasama na yun. Ako naman, sana hindi siya kasama sa operasyon ng drugs dito. At tinanong din natin siya kung umalis si Chairman ako. Tinanong kung kailan umalis yung asawa niya at sinabi niya May 2024. Tinanong din po ninyo kung meron bang criminal case ang kanyang asawa at sinabi po niya, no, Mr. Chair. Pero sa akin pong mga naririnig, noong May 2024, ang Ombudsman ay nag-release ng revised resolution pagdating sa kaso ng Farmally na kasama muli si Lin Wei-Xiong on 3 counts of graft and then may 1 count of perjury. Kaya dito po sa committee na ito, I also move that we request the Ombudsman to give us information or at least release the documents to us on all the cases that involve Lin Wei-Xiong, also known as Alan Lim, para po masigurado natin na siya talaga yung nandun o hindi. Bakit? Kasi pag siya talaga yung may kaso doon, naloko na naman tayo dito. Kasi kung siya yung nandun, handa po ako pumusta na hindi na siya babalik dito. Bakit? Kasi wala na po sila dito malamang matagal na. Yung dalawa, si Michael Yang, tsaka si Lin Wei-Xiong, also known as Alan Lim. Pero ang kaisa-isang natitira na nasa taas ng mga matrix na pinakita ng PIDEA, ng House of Representatives at ng Senate of the Philippines. Ang natitirang pinakamataas na Pilipino ay walang iba kundi si Rose Nono Lin. Nakakalungkot lang isipin, sariling Pilipino, siyempre siya lang yung nandun at siya yung nakinabang ng lahat ng ito. Bakit? Sinabi din niya mismo sa Pharmaline na lahat ng kinikita ng asawa niya, kung bigyan sila ng anak niya, wala namang problema doon. Pero kapag ang kinita mo ay galing sa masama at sa krimen at nakinabang ka, hindi ba't parang kinonsinti mo na rin yun? Ngayon, nakapag-motion na po tayo para sa birth certificates. I would like to ask Mr. Chair if the PSA can commit to give us at the soonest possible time.
Mr. Chair, the PSA will submit the birth certificate as directed by Congressman Vargas. We will submit the documents as soon as possible.
When is as soon as possible, sir?
Tomorrow, the soonest possible will be tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Comsec, paki-ano lang po ito, paki-take note lang po ito. Kasi may tanong lang po ako sa PSA. Sa PSA po, meron po ba kayong record kung ang kahit anong dokumento ninyo ay pinalitan, minodify, tapos linear po ba siya?
Mr. Chair, yes, this is found in their database through annotation.
So kunyari po may annotation nga, pinalitan, for some reason biglang pinalitan, malalaman po ba natin yan?
Mr. Chair, yes, it is if it was reflected in the database or if it has undergone the judicial process or the administrative process.
Kung ganun po, what are the circumstances na hindi siya madidetect?
It cannot be detected, Mr. Chair, if the information was through fraud, was obtained through fraud in source, meaning it was falsified from the start.
Okay, because the last thing we want is nag-post yung anak niya, tas iba yung lumabas na official sa PSA. 'Di ba? And sa nakikita ko, ano ba ang requirements ng isang late registration na birth certificate?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, we have amended right now the policy on
Before
the
po,
registration.
Mr. Chair, before.
Uh,
Bago
we-
yung amendment yung nagkagulo ng ito. Because, to be honest with you, the birth certificate sounds very, very familiar from a person named Go Haping. Bakit? Kasi kahit yung address kung saan nanganak, pinapuntahan namin at tinanong namin, walang address din na ganun. Tapos, kung sinasabi ni Miss Rose Nonolin na matagal nang may pera yung asawa niya, wala naman po tayong problema kung midwife ang nagpaanak. Kasi mahal natin ang mga midwife at sa katunayan may mga programa tayo para sa kanila. Pero madalas sa mga bilyonaryong alam ko, sa ospital sila nagpapanganak. So meron din po mga ganong discrepancy. Ngayon, for the PSA, we need to know kung tinamper ito.